All right, so I'm actually heading back to an alligator that I've hooked before and he got away. And after I hooked him, I went in and looked around and he ended up burying himself in this thick hydrilla bed, which is almost like a plastic. So it's real thick and dense. Even if you knew where he was, you couldn't get the noose over his head. If he lays on top of it, you might be able to get lucky, push some of that hydrilla out of the way, but if he's in the middle of it, there's no chance. You might be able to drop a hook in there, but even then, a lot of times a hook will get fouled. So I've been back, and as soon as I picked the fishing pole up, he took off like he stole something. So that's not going to work. He knows the deal with that. And if you were to cast on him, it would have to be a perfect cast because he sits up in a corner of this mitigation area with all vegetation around him. So if you go by a foot past him, you're going to get fouled in the grass. So I think my best bet, the water's clear out there, pretty clear anyway right now. So I'm going to just belly crawl in the water. A lot of times that is a little less threatening to them, and they'll even come after you, which is obviously best case scenario. You can just put the noose up and get him out of there. But more than likely, he'll just dip and sit right where he's laying up right now, and I'll just go find him right there on this little ledge. If he does go to the bottom and he goes in the hydrilla, I'm going to lose him. If I get lucky, he'll be laying up on the open bottom where the silt is, and I'll have a pretty good chance, but it could get interesting. came up like a swamp monster covered in that grass, though. He, he got in that grass and just started rolling and wrapped all that stuff up. And it doesn't sound like much, but it makes it really difficult because that grass is not floating in there. That grass is rooted in the ground. So you're actually trying to yank out. It's like if you pull out one hair, it's easy. You try to pull out a handful of hair, it's tough. Not very big. Grass off it. You all right, Bubba? I know you're scared, son. Don't do it, son. It's not worth it. Trash my rope, son. All right, well, that was pretty easy. When I got there, he was right in the corner in that little mitigation area where I thought he was. I belly crawled in the water, trying not to spook him too much. You know, if I walk down the edge of the water and start sloshing through the water, it's a little more disturbing to him. So if I just kind of slip in like that, they're a little more tolerant of me and tend to not go down right away. And I was able to get about halfway there before he dipped, and he knew something was up. But luckily for me, he didn't go in the deep hydrilla. He went in the open bottom, and I actually probably would have missed him, but he moved a little bit. I know he knew I was there before I knew where he was. And he moved a little bit and stirred that silt up. And that's what caught my eye, was that little cloud coming up, and that's where I found him. So I was able to get him at the edge of that, put the noose over him and yank him out. Wrapped up in that grass. He weighed about twice as much as he should have because he was so caught up in that grass. Yeah, pretty good catch. I'm happy enough with it. He's been around here for a little bit, and I'm glad to get him out of there. He's thick and healthy. We'll get him down to the sanctuary, and he'll be good.